Got an update to a video I did a couple weeks ago where Kentucky was starting a medical cannabis, I guess say things certain ways, even though I'm saying it incorrectly, a program for medical Mary Jane. And the ATF specifically sent a letter to the state warning them that everybody who partook in this program would be a prohibited user, a prohibited possessor rather, when it comes to firearms. And there's been an update to that, and the governor is actually coming to the defense of the people. It's good to see. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Today we're covering a major development out of Kentucky. Thousands of residents have already received medical marijuana cards, and Governor Andy Beshear wants even more people to have access. But here's the catch. Like I said, federal law still forces medical cannabis users to give up their gun rights. You heard me correctly. If you partake in these programs, not just in Kentucky, but in any state, you are then considered a federally prohibited person as it pertains to the Second Amendment. And if you state no on that question on a 4473, you could get in a jam as well. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss an update on the fight for our constitutional rights. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Attorneys on Retainer. If you're a gun owner looking for legal protection, or if you carry a firearm for self-defense, I strongly suggest you check out Attorneys on Retainer, especially if you are in this category of this video, whether you used or have used, or you have a card, they will still cover you. Now, after dealing with other companies and learning the hard way about the limitations of insurance coverage, I now trust AOR to have my back. God forbid I ever have to defend myself or my loved ones. AOR is not backed by any insurance companies. They are a real law firm, so they don't have to follow the same restrictions and limitations as other insurance-backed companies. As a criminal defense law firm, AOR will defend all types of criminal cases, so they don't deny coverage, because, newsflash, in most instances, if you have to defend yourself, you are charged with a crime, and other insurance companies can drop you because of that. If you can reasonably and in good faith assert that you acted in self-defense or self-defense of others, they'll cover you, as long as you're a member first. Attorney-client privilege starts immediately because attorneys are answering the emergency number for members. Plus, if you join now, I can save you $50 off your individual sign-up fee or $25 off your family plan sign-up fee if you use my link, which is down below, and enter my code GNG. Also, check out the link in the description and the pinned comment where an AOR member who had to defend himself gives a testimonial on the coverage he received. Get serious about your own self-defense. Get Attorneys on Retainer. Now let's get into this. At his latest Team Kentucky update, Governor Andy Beshear announced that the state had issued its first two medical cannabis cards. And since December 1st, over 6,500 Kentuckians have seen a medical practitioner and gotten certified, with 2,200 people already receiving their cards. That's a huge step forward for people looking for an alternative to addictive pain medications. And according to one doctor, Dr. Ryan Grell, the founder of the Kentucky Medical Marijuana Center, this program will be a lifesaver for patients across the state. And with more than 333 medical professionals now registered to recommend cannabis, the numbers are growing rapidly. But there's a problem. Kentucky still doesn't have any in-state supply. Even though the state has approved 81 cultivators, processors, and dispensaries, there's still no product available for patients. And right now, Kentuckians have to travel out of state to buy medical cannabis and bring it back. What's the issue here? That's a federal crime. So while the state is expanding access, Kentuckians are caught in a legal gray area. But that's not the only concern. Let's talk about what this means for gun owners. Medical marijuana users face Second Amendment violations. Why? There's two things here, and it gets pretty serious. Under the Gun Control Act of 1968, anyone using marijuana, even legally under state law, is prohibited from owning or possessing firearms. That means thousands of Kentuckians could be forced to choose between their constitutional right to keep and bear arms and their right to seek medical treatment. And the other part is that if you fill out one of those 4473s, you are in a bind legally, depending on how you answer that question. Now, Governor Beshear is now calling on Congress to change the law, supporting a bipartisan resolution that would allow medical marijuana users to keep their gun rights. And this is what the governor said, quote, "Law-abiding Kentuckians, or any American for that matter, shouldn't have to choose between a constitutional right like the Second Amendment and getting the medication that they need." He also pointed out that many of the people affected by this are veterans with PTSD, people who served our country and fought for our freedoms. They're now being told they have to give up their own rights just to access treatment. This isn't just a Kentucky issue. Gun owners across the country are facing the exact same battle. Florida, Oklahoma, and Missouri have all pushed back against federal firearm restrictions on medical cannabis users, but the ATF still enforces the federal ban. And this isn't just about guns, it's about a broader attack on our constitutional rights. If the federal government can strip your Second Amendment rights for following a state law, what other rights could be next? Most of us would say they would never do that to anything other than the Second Amendment, but still the opportunity is there. So what do you guys think about this? Should Congress step in and protect the gun rights of medical cannabis users? Or should the federal ban stay in place? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a Kentucky gun owner, pay attention. This fight is far from over for you, and it's going to take pressure from we the people to make sure our rights are protected. This is one of those questions that your lawmakers, your legislators on the state level will not put their neck out unless they know they have enough support, because this question is something that Republicans and Democrats have issues with. So get on them. Before we go, a big shout out again to Attorneys on Retainer for sponsoring today's video. If you're a gun owner looking for legal protection, check out the link in the description and be sure to use my code GNG. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and turn on all the notifications so that you never miss an update. Stay armed, stay informed, and stay free, America. This is Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. And until next time, take care and be safe.